Hello and welcome to another episode of Top Deck, the series where we take a look at some of the leading TCG deck lists. This time we're having Connor Kelly back on the channel playing Thunder Dragons with a very expensive addition to this. So as per usual, we're going to run through the list, go over the siding strategy and the rounds, and ask some questions of Connor. So, triple Batteryman solo. Double Blackluster Soldier Envoy of the beginning, pretty standard, and then one Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Armageddon, the £1,500 card, added into this deck here, so flexing hard at these events. Then one Darkest Diablos, triple Ghost Spell, triple Thunder Dragon, triple Dragon Dark, one Dragon Duo, triple Hawk, two Matrix, and triple Roar. Then three Allure of Darkness combos off well by playing the three Dragon Roar here as well, and then the triple Sarcophagus, obviously, triple Instant Fusion to get access to Titan a little bit more easily, one Monster Reborn, and double Thunder Dragon Fusion. Then triple Impermanence for the only hand traps within the main. In the extra deck we have one Kaminari Attack for the Instant Fusions and 1000 Eyes Restrict also for the Instant Fusions. This is actually really useful in the mirror match. Then triple Colossus and double Titan. Generally enough in this kind of build. One Borreload, one Borrelsword, one Cerberus, one Phoenix, one Unicorn, double Summoner, and one Underclock Taker. For the side deck, triple Mind Control, one Super Poly for the mirrors, then triple Twin Twisters, two Anti-Spell Fragrance, triple Red Reboot, and triple Rivalry of Warlords. So that is it for the list itself. Let's take a look at the siding strategy next. So we can see that he's sided for Trickstar Pure or Sky Striker. Going first, he's not making any changes because obviously the main deck sort of batters it with all of your Thunder Dragons, and he's not actually making any changes going second either. It's just an easy matchup to win, but it is a popular matchup, so still worth documenting. Then in the Thunder Dragon Mirror, putting in the Super Poly and taking out the Diablos when you're going first. Going second, still putting in the Super Poly, but also putting in Mind Controls in order to take those Colossuses and then link them away potentially. Diablos coming out, and the Thunder Dragons, the original one, coming out there too. Against Burning Abyss, the sort of Sacker's Light build that we see at the moment, he's putting in Rivalry and taking out two BLS and the Chaos Emperor when going first. And when going second, he's putting in the Mind Controls so that he can take away that Beatrice and link it off, taking out the Allures and the Diablos. And the Batteryman Solar actually here too as well, because they can just sort of negate it. As for U-Link decks, the Link Spam and that kind of thing, he's putting in Rivalries when going first, seems pretty useful. And going second, just putting in Mind Controls so you can break up their U-Link since they don't have access to Goblin anymore. Against Pure Sky Striker, going first, he's putting in the Anti-Spells and the Twin Twisters so you can out their setup for the following turn. But he has to take out the Bells, the Allures, and one of the original Thunder Dragons for this. But going second, just putting in the three Twisters and taking out the three Solar. So I imagine it's a very strong matchup when you go first against this deck, since they need multiple outs in order to deal with your, at least, it's generally two Colossus at least. Then for sort of back row decks like Geist and Paleo, he's putting in the Twin Twisters and taking out, there's no specific takeout, but I guess it just depends on the matchup. And then going second, putting in the Twin Twisters and the Reboots. Again, no specific takeouts here. For the rounds then, so round one, he went up against True Draco. This is a victory here. So he went first and drew something insane, making double Colossus and Titan. The opponent had two Terraforming and two Diagrams, so GG, well played there. Game two, the opponent went first, and Connor had sided in the Red Reboots, so a swift 2-0 at this point. Round two against BA, so kind of a matchup that you tend to fear. The opponent went first and had no idea how to play the deck, so it was an easy 2-0 for Connor here. Round three, another BA player, but the opponent knew how the deck worked. But thankfully for Connor, his hands lined up a lot better, which is genuinely sometimes how the BA matchup goes. So winning that one as well. Round four against Dino Thunder. So he easily beat the opponent in game one. Game two, he was really far ahead, then misplayed through the game. So heading into game three, the opponent broke the board. They established a grind game, both top decking. The opponent drew Order, and Connor drew Allure, so got battered by the draws there. So that's his loss in round four. Round five against Paleo, The opponent went first, and because the Thunder Dragons can play through so much back row, Connor won. And then in game 2, the opponent opened a really dud hand of sort of barrier, wiretap, so he just OTK'd through it. Rounds 6 and 7, Connor played against FTK twice. He was running really hot and the opponent's fizzled, so he just won. Although it's a very nice format, he says. So one loss in round 4 to Dino Thunder, otherwise winning out against pretty much everything. Everything that the meta can throw at him. As for the typical questions, so how was the event for him? He said it was okay, it ran on time, he can't really complain about that. Then as for why he decided to play Thunder Dragons, he says that Mistake is a really good card and he gets to flex with the Chaos Emperor that he's managed to get a hold of. So I asked him how on earth he managed to get a hold of this current YCS prize card, and he said, I just spent a lot of money. Then for the hand traps, he's got the 3 Ghost Spell and the 3 Impermanence. I wanted to know if this was really enough, considering that there is this FTK running around. But he said that the FTK just sort of loses to itself anyway, so it's really fine. Even if he was playing more hand traps for it, he thinks it doesn't matter because the Azathoth just gets in the way there. Then why he decided to play Diablos in the main, I've seen this in a few lists. He said it's pretty much just free advantage with the Chaos Emperor, so that's always nice. Then the Avians, we don't always see this at 3, but he says that it's essentially just a combo starter, so you kind of want to have it. As for the hardest and easiest matchups, the hardest matchup is BA, because they can just sort of push through your entire board. But the easiest is obviously Sky Striker, since they have to search for everything in order to actually get their plays going. As for changes to the list, he says that the side is complete garbage, and 1 Linkaribo would be brought in place of some Summoner, which obviously you can use to get your Matrix effect off, which is pretty nice. As for shoutouts to Big Orbit Cards, The Click, Luke Delaney, and John Daniel. So thanks very much for coming on, Connor, showing us this awesome list with that incredibly expensive and all-powerful Chaos Emperor Dragon. Congratulations with a very successful 2nd place, and hopefully we'll see you again in the future. Thanks for watching this episode of Top Deck. If you have any comments or suggestions that you would like to make, leave them in the comment section down below. Check out the description for details of how you can get involved in this series. You can enter by voice interview, or instead you could just send all of your information over Facebook Messenger. Anything like that will be absolutely fine. If you want to see anything in particular from the upcoming series, then be sure to get in touch, and I'll see you guys in the next video.